me 2 minutes to show.
Can you hear me now, Ma?
No, I can barely hear you, but give me 3 minutes to show them quickly on the ChatGPT.
All right, Ma.
All right. So, ladies, I did ask earlier about the ChatGPT, right? Okay. All right. So we'll quickly go into it. ChatGPT, of course, we get that example under the AI-powered solutions, right? So let's quickly get into it. Now, this is the ChatGPT. How you can gain access to this is by typing chat.openai. This is an AI powered solutions that helps to create content. It does a lot. It's been fed with a lot of data that it can give you response as if it's a human being that is responding to you. And if I may borrow the words of the post made by Professor Ndubisi Ekekwe, for some of you volunteers who are here, Victoria, during your time, Professor Ndubisi was here to speak on AI and the law. And now he made a post on LinkedIn, and he said that Google could actually, I could make a research on Google, and Google will give me a list of documents or information or articles for me to check through and then gather the information for myself and make use of it how I want. Then he said, Google gives me the recipe or the ingredients to prepare a meal, but ChatGPT gives me the meal. As in, ChatGPT will cook the food. It will mix the ingredients in the order that it should mix and give you the complete meal. So which one would you want? Would you want someone that will just give you the ingredients? Now the ChatGPT will give you the meal, complete meal. So how does that mean? So now if anyone can give me a question you want us to answer now, we can just type it in here. When you want to get to the ChatGPT, I think it's even coming up with the software, downloadable software already. I think this new AI-powered solution came into being, was it late last year, around October, November, and it's, of course, it's been improved upon. So you'll go to chat.openai.com. Now, assuming, do we have any question in the chat box that you want me to post to the ChatGPT? How can I develop or work in legal tech space? Because here in Nigeria, understanding of technology is poor. Okay, let's try that here. Are we together?
Yes, ma'am.
If you can hear, okay, all right. How can I develop? I'm just trying to make us understand and be able to relate with the fact that these things are not up there. They are at your fingertips that you can use, develop, or work in legal tech space. Let's put it that way first. So let's look at, the network is bad. So let's regenerate the response. The network is quite unstable. So we'll just, all right. So once you put this kind of question, it brings the answer. Let's try it again. How can I develop how can I develop or work in legal tech in Nigeria? Oh, all right. I think the network is quite unstable, so it's not helping us to be able to get the response here. But this is a very recent AI-powered solution that is helping both content writers, helping everyone in any industry to be able to create content, to be able to do so much more. It gives you response as if it were a human being. Now, if we'll keep trying while I'm talking, in a recently, there is a publication online that a judge in Colombia made use of this ChatGPT to deliver its judgment. Now, it posed some legal questions to this platform. And then the response that were given from the ChatGPT were part of what the judge imputed. Of course, you know, that's why we said the AIs are not there to really displace you. Yes, some roles can actually be displaced, but it will recreate the roles. Now, did it eliminate or displace the judge? No. But it made the work of the judge easier. And the ChatGPT, being on the fact that he could access it, did not work on its own until he posed those questions. And he was able to lift them, then applying the legal provisions, and of course checking against errors and putting it together to be able to draft his judgment. And he did say that truly this actually helped him, because the long time that it would take for judges to write these lengthy judgments, which leads to some forms of delay, is now being taken care of. So you might want to read that out, read that up. I could actually send the link. I'll send the link to that article of the judge in Colombia that used the chat GPT to post some legal questions and imputed the response of this chatbot into the decisions that he made. And he shared his testimony. Of course, this was the first time since this AI-powered solution came that we saw maybe a public admission about the fact that a judge used it. We don't know whether other judges have used, but this is the one on record. So I'll send the link for you to read details about it. And then, of course, I'll also probably send the link for you to be able to log on and interface with this platform and see how it's making or how it will make your life easy. So one more time, I want to type it in again. How can I develop? If you try this time and it's not going to just attend to other questions. I believe we're still there and that this is quite insightful. How can I develop or work in legal tech in Nigeria? Okay, I don't know if you can still see my screen. Yes, you can still see. If you can see what it's typing, please put in the chat box 777. 777. Put in the chat box 777. Okay. Yes. It's my joy. It will interest you to know that I just got to know about this very nascent technology this same month. But I thought it a great joy to also share with you, because this is helping life. It's helping life, it's helping judges, it's helping lawyers. I mean, it will take you a long time. So for those of you who are content creators, this is life at ease. So these are some of the benefits. Does it have its disadvantage? Of course it will. So now it's also stated on their site that sometimes it could actually get some responses that have errors. But that's why you are human. You can look through, and then the ones that you probably feel is not right, you can, reread. It's not all the time it will give you that error, but when it gives you some wrong information, you will probably be able to stay safe and be able to review and then have recourse to the Google search to be able to confirm anyone you feel is probably not right. But on the whole, it is also stated on the site that its knowledge cuts off as at 2021. So any recent information from 2022 are not imputed yet. Don't forget, it's an AI that has been powered and programmed with enough data, endless data. But I believe for now, the data that it has been fed with stops at 2021. So that is it. We have our response here. How can I develop or work in legal tech in Nigeria? Legal tech is a growing field in Nigeria, and there are several ways you can develop or work in this area. Here are some suggestions. Learn about the legal system and the technology landscape in Nigeria. And just like we said, read about the industry publication so you get more informed. Learn about, to save our time, we'll just take the key points, then you can go and work on it on your own and get to read it deeply. Identify legal problems that can be solved with technology. Develop your technology skills. Like you are here, you are developing your technology skills. So this is a very recent technology that has come, and on this platform, you are being told about it. You are developing your technology skills, so it has added to your portfolio now. So it's going to make your work easier, even in school. So if a judge is making use of it, is it you that will not be able to make use of it for your quiz, for your debates, for your assignments, for your project? So like, I haven't typed this in yet since I started leveraging on this tech. But you can actually tell it to create a blog for you. And within a few minutes, you have created a blog, right? So develop your skill and develop your tech skill. Yeah. And what else? Join a legal tech company or start your own. Collaborate with legal professionals, which are the things we have said already. When I saw that questions, I knew I had addressed it already. Keep up with the latest trends. Yes, keep up abreast with the latest trend, the emerging trend. All right, so this is the response that it gave us. I'm sure you are happy. I'm sure you are happy for this. And like I said, a recent judgment in Colombia was shown that a judge admitted to making use of responses from the ChatGPT to make his judgment. So ladies, thank you. Wow, we have so many questions here. Does the introduction of tech and automation in the legal industry pose a threat to the jobs of lawyers? I think we addressed all this. We said automation will pose a form of, it will close down some forms of jobs, but not to displace you on the whole. What it means is that it's going to create new roles that you need to reskill, upskill, relearn. You need to relearn and upskill to be able to fit into those roles. And then I made an example of even this judge in Colombia, that now the ChatGPT is helping to draft all these things and gave it a lot of responses to help in the judgment, which was speedily done. But it didn't displace the judge, because the ChatGPT will not just bring itself out of my system or out of my phone and just say, oh, I heard the case you're talking about now, so this is what you should do. No, it's a human being that will handle it, right? But the judge was well informed, right? The judge was well informed about technology. If not, he wouldn't have even thought of the fact that he wouldn't have been aware of the emerging trend. Yes, access to the website is free. Although there are some, of course, it could be that at some point they could operate on subscription for maybe the pro service. You know, that's how some of these things do. They'll give you the basic one, or when they are at the test, they are doing their testing, they could actually make it all free. At some point, when the value is serving a lot of people as it is now, at some point they will have some aspects that is, you know, based on subscription for you to get a better service. Okay. So, all right. Does the introduction? Okay, we've addressed that. Since clients can go online and find a template for the document they need, is that not a threat to the relevance of lawyers? Yes, it could, if you are not leveraging on tech. That's why we said, yes, those are some of the challenges. The fact that some of these platforms and documents that are being found online, we are not even sure whether it is lawyers. But some are lawyers, like I gave you an example of Funkola or Deleye's own, the DIY Funkola, who was not able to come on this platform to address you this time. I'm sure I should be able to get her when her schedule is quite more free for the subsequent session. Editions, I mean. So now it's a threat. Yes, those are some of the challenges that we are saying. So now you have others that will tout around the work that is to be done by lawyers. But for some of them, they're actually lawyers. And for some that are not lawyers, they actually have these documents from lawyers. So that is why if you leverage on technology, if you leverage on technology, then you will be part of those that probably created those templates, or part of those that will be on those platforms that will give real advice to them when they need to be attached to any lawyer, right? That will speak with them, or that has created these documents, who they will share the profits or the proceeds from it among. Because I want to believe that it's an input of various lawyers that has been put together here. Okay, someone asked that, does this not kill creativity? I saw that before the question went. Well, yeah, for the ChatGPT. Well, whether it will kill creativity or not, the thing is, I mean, you are asking me a question now. I'm not using the ChatGPT to ask the question, because I know that will not save us now, right? It's going to waste time. But for me, I do not think it will kill creativity. It helps you to even read better, right? Depending on how you see it, whether you see that the glass is half full or half empty. So now you can read better and get more information. For those, of course, for those of us that feel that we still want to exercise our mind and our brain so we don't kill our creativity. Of course, we don't use it for everything. And so when you do, you can only take some of the suggestions and then impute and try to, of course, bring into creativity that what you have already, of course, read already. What do we call creativity? Of course, your creativity is majorly moved by things that you have digested, things that you have put in, right? Then you seek to think about it. In creativity, it doesn't have to be that you are the one. I mean, there is virtually nothing new. We're usually, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. It's been created already. You just build on it and see how you can, infuse it into your own aspect or into your own space and leverage on it maximally. So if you think that everything about ChatGPT is about killing creativity, well, I do not think that is it, because you are not going to use it for everything. If you need to prepare something and you are confused about a particular aspect, you could directly, of course, this is the essence of research. Why do we have research? Most things you have to research on before you carry out maybe the work that you want to do. So this is another means for you to do a research. Yes, this is better done in the sense that it has cooked the meal for you. But irrespective of that, once you get that, you can always make your own input and feel, oh, I don't want to use all the response that this thing has given me. So let me make my own input based on other research that I have done, or I prefer to also check some of the research I've done on other platforms, because that will help me to put my creativity into being, to be able to extract from this platform, extract from that platform, and put together all this information. And then be able to also integrate the information I have gotten from this ChatGPT. And that's how some of us are doing it. So like for the judge, he didn't just leave and just come and put it there and say, okay, this is it. He took that, it helped him to be able to decide on this case quickly, because the case was about whether an autistic person was, I can't recall the details now, but like I said, I'll send the link. So the thing is, he lifted those and applied the legal provisions. And of course, he was able to, by virtue of his experience also, he knows the line that it was going, and he saw that everything that has been imputed there are things that obviously should have been if he was to also consult other research materials. Maybe like the case was like any other book that he was going to have recourse to. So if it puts it together for him, you are still going to use that creativity to put it all together, to impute it, integrate it with what was provided by the law to be able to bring it in. So I do not feel it will kill creativity, but of course we will not shun our eyes to the fact that it's good for some that will probably feel lazy and just feel, okay, everything has to be done by this thing. So if you have one question, you just ask it, and whatever it gives you, that's just what you will do. And if you need to write, you just put it in, only what it has given you is what you just need. No. But the thing is, as much as it's giving you the information, it's helping you to read better, it's helping you to be to kind of store up your creativity the more, to think along the line you would ordinarily not think. And then at the end of the day, you could advise yourself if you feel you are relying too much on it. By the time you start interfacing with it and you feel, no, this is too much, it's making me lazy and I'm not exploring my creativity, you will be able to call the shot and say, okay, no, I don't think this is good for me. But like I said, there's no harm in getting to interact and interfacing with it. Once you do, you should know the limits, right? You should know the limits so you do not, at the end of the day, kill your creativity. So I'm not going to shun the fact that it will have that potential to do so, right? All right. Since clients go online, okay, we've addressed that. How does legal tech differ from fintech? All right, fintech is financial technology, using the technology to solve financial problems. We have the likes of remitters, we have the likes of all these banks that have their mobile apps and all that. So, and of course, some aspects of the emerging technology, the cryptocurrencies, and the fact that you can also do them online and all that. So it's about the way we lawyers are using technology to deliver legal service. They are using technology to deliver financial services. In the olden times, or in a very long time ago, we know that the only way you can get your money or do any transfer was by going physically to the bank. But I can't recall when last I went to the bank physically. I can't. So you are making your transfers online. That is fintech. They are in various ways. I mean, that's just one of the examples. So in various ways that they are leveraging technology to deliver legal, financial technology to deliver financial services. So that is what differs from it. It's technology is the key word here. It's been leveraged by those in the financial industry, and for the legal tech, technology is being leveraged to deliver services by those of us here in the legal industry. All right, thank you. Those are the questions I could see. Victoria, are there any other questions there, please, at your end? I'm unable to scroll down here. Yeah.
No, I think most of the questions are a repetition. So you've addressed some of the questions that are asked.
Okay. Are there any tech apps in place that can aid fast access to lawyers for the masses? Yes, as you get to read more, you get to understand. Like we said, most of them are repetition. What makes a good tech lawyer? Yes, by the time you follow all these steps, you're researching, you are reading about it, you put yourself out there, you network, collaborate with tech companies, legal tech, and all that. Of course, you become good in your own way, right? So, questions from, please, how can I develop or work in a legal tech? Yeah, these are repetitions. Okay.
There's a question that someone just asked.
Okay.
You said, is there any way regulations and laws can be made to protect AI users in Nigeria?
Of course, there are ways they could be made, but if we, like I said, if we don't have a specific regulation that is talking about, okay, this is the protection of AI use yet, right? But like I said, for jurisdictions like the US, we do have that, and the various models they should follow, right? So by the time we get into the space and we do more research in the space, we'll get to see, okay, these are the kind of regulations that need to come in place. Because I'm not sure we have like any AI-powered solutions or robots from this part of the world yet, right? So as much as we have something that is dealing on technology and all that, to be able to get down to the specific use of things like guarding AI and all that, we don't have that specific ones. But of course, we have regulations on the fact that if you're talking of protecting your rights in terms of the intellectual property and all that, you can have recourse to those rules that talks about the patenting and the rest of it. So these are some of the things that the more we come into it and get to understand and do our research and place ourselves in the space, we will know the industry-specific kind of rules that we can do. And then with the innovations coming up, take an example for the blockchain. For some, they are not involved in it because, okay, they feel there is no specific regulation. Of course, the government is coming up with it, coming up with various guidelines and the rest of it. And then with time, as we get to understand and put various committees in place, we'll get to a place that we can say, okay, these are specific ones. But irrespective of that, we have existing laws that relate to various aspects the financial aspect of the tax and every other issues that are probably erupting from the aspect of the blockchain. So it's the same trade here. So if we're talking of things that relate to ownership and all that, then we can have recourse to, okay, what's the intellectual property law talking about and things like that. So apart from that, for now, I'm not aware of any at the moment.
Thank you very much, Ma. This has been a very insightful session. I believe all the interns have learned a lot. I have indeed learned a lot from the beginning to the very end of today's session. And we just want to say thank you, Ms. Deborah, for taking out time to teach us today. We appreciate your effort, and we really, really thank you for putting together this internship program. So, dear interns, we've come to the end of today's session. Your task for today is to repost the flyer of today's session with at least 6 things you learned or you took home from what Ms. Deborah taught us today. So on all your social media handles, ensure to repost the flyer, 6 things that stood out for you in today's session, and ensure to tag the law firm and Ms. Debbie on all the social media handles. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Ms. Deborah. Thank you, Olayemi and Zino. All right, do have a lovely day and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye, Victoria. Thank you. And thank you, amazing ladies. Do have a lovely day. See you tomorrow for the next session. Thank you. Bye.